Hi, this is Steve Salinas coming to you live from day 2 at Oracle Cloud World here at the Venetian Expo Center in Las Vegas. Looking forward to another good day. Here before our day gets kicked off though, I thought I'd spend a couple of minutes reviewing something that we discussed in a webinar yesterday, but in case you didn't get a chance to join us, the new market guide for XDR that Gartner released. So as I mentioned, this guide came out just a couple of weeks ago, put together by a couple of Forrester analysts. And the first thing they start out with is defining the XDR market. Really the whole idea behind XDR is to integrate data from as many data sources as you have into one central solution that enables you to analyze the different data and contextualize it so that you can correlate your security threats. XDRs, by their definition, and most people's definitions, should include native sensors. This enables you to collect other data. Those native sensors don't necessarily need to be like an endpoint agent, but it should be something you can deploy across your environment to pull data from your network, from servers, from your cloud environments, from your OT environments as well. And the XDRs are particularly appealing to what they called pragmatic security leaders. These are people that have teams that are maybe resource constrained, that struggle to get the value that a larger team might get from a SIEM or a SOAR tool. So in the report, they talk about some of the different benefits. So here's kind of a summary. From a security operations capability, XDRs will allow you to share threat intelligence immediately, allow you to combine weak signals from other security products and log data to get a stronger signal of a threat. It should also help you in your effort to reduce missed alerts. Also, that correlation is key to automatically allow you to identify what potential threats exist in your environment. Integration is a huge part of a good XDR solution. So a good XDR solution will allow you to integrate the required data from your relevant solutions to allow you to do things like rapid alert triage. And finally, they talk about the ability to centralize configuration to give weighted guidance to help prioritize activities. So saying that shorter, help you find out what's important for you to look at today, immediately, instead of just trying to figure that out by yourself manually. So from a security operations staff productivity-wise, XDR should enable you to condense the number of incidents that you need to investigate. It should enable you to provide integrated incident response with all that necessary context from the different security components to help you get to the answer faster. It should also provide you response options that go beyond, basic infrastructure control points. So said another way, gives you direction on how you should respond to a threat. You should be able to provide orchestration and automation capabilities that should be embedded in XDR solutions so that you can automate repetitive tasks. There's nothing worse than doing something manually over and over and over again. Good XDRs will also allow you to get your people up to speed faster, reducing the time and need for training those folks. And then finally, it's about getting high quality detection content, right? So all your different security products have different ways they get to an answer. What an XDR solution should give you, is better detection, so that you can eliminate those false positives. So in the report, they do a good job of kind of identifying the core elements. They break it down into 3 distinct layers. So you have your dashboard view, you have your sensors that enable the integration of data and their response, and then finally you also have the analytics, which is analyzing the data to identify threats, along with the automation capabilities to, again, take those responses. So outcomes delivered by XDR, there's a lot of content on this slide. I'm not going to read it all, but I'll kind of give you the high points. So the whole point here is you want to improve your ability to prevent, detect, and respond to the different use cases that are important to you, to reduce the dwell time and to help contain threats. Right? The earlier you can identify a threat, the better chance that you have of minimizing its scope and damage. Advanced analytics will help you leverage that multiple telemetry sources for more meaningful threat detection use cases, right? You want to get to better answers. Using threat intelligence from vendors' native research groups, that's something that you should be able to do as well. The 4th bullet here is about the breadth of sensors covered by and the ability to make credible improvements, right? What they highlight a couple of times in the report is only look at XDR if you think you can get better answers. There's no point in just replacing something that's going to give you the same sort of answer. You want better answers. You also want to support the content that includes assessment and configuration recommendations. to help users with guided best practice policy configurations. Essentially, a lot of times, especially smaller teams, they kind of struggle with what should I do? Maybe there's a threat that's been identified, not exactly sure how to respond to it. A good XDR solution will help you with that, give you guidance on how to respond. So integrations with IT operation tools obviously is a very important part of the whole solution. Integration. Can't say it enough. XDRs need to be able to integrate with whatever you're using today. And then finally, you want to have measurable improvements. So and our customers, it's from Stellar Cyber customers, they use our Open XDR platform. They report back to us almost 10 times faster their ability to identify threats, and up to 20 times faster their ability to respond to them. So those are the sort of things you should get from an XDR solution. So there are two different types of XDRs. You have your closed XDRs and open. So closed XDRs really are intended to work only with the types of products that the vendor provides themselves. And unless you're an all-in on a certain vendor, probably not going to be the right solution for you, but it is an option. A better and more, and what they do call out here from a Gartner perspective is the closed XDR vendor XDR violates the premise of XDR. The premise being able to pull in data from all different sources to identify better answers. So really open is really aligned with XDR in a much more agreeable fashion. So again, it's totally up to you depending on what you're using, but recognize there are two different types. And the last point here is they say don't get too hung up on the terminology, but what are you trying to solve, right? Focus on that, and that'll help you pick a better XDR solution. So there are 4 use cases that they've identified in the report, and I'll cover them briefly. So the first being the converging security products. So this is security stack consolidation. This is something that everyone's really interested in. You know, you have too many products, too many vendors, you want to bring those down. So that's something you can look at. Operationalizing threat intelligence. You know, you have a lot of good threat intel, but unless you're using it, it's useless. Maximizing built-in automation capabilities for detection and response. Certainly something that drives use case for XDRs. And then getting to better detection efficacy. Essentially, we need better answers, and that's what XDR solutions should give you. They do highlight another survey they did, the 2022 Gartner CISO Security Vendors Consolidation for XDR and SaaS Trends Survey. One thing I want to highlight is that the top thing that people are looking to integrate are network security products. So that's like an NDR. And our XDR solution has an NDR embedded into it. 57% of the respondents, that's what they're looking to include. So that's really important here. And then finally, one of the things I want to highlight is that we were included as a representative vendor in their list. So these are some very large vendors here: CrowdStrike, Fortinet, Trellix, Microsoft, Palo Alto, and Stellar Cyber. After the Gartner analysts reviewed all the different XDRs in the market, they said we are a good representative vendor, and obviously we're an open XDR, so we are a good representative vendor of an open XDR solution. So something to keep in mind. You know, you don't see a lot of smaller organizations here, but we believe that the benefits we delivered validated and brought us into this as a representative vendor. So finally, what do they recommend? So these are just good tips for any sort of project you're looking to do from a security standpoint. But look at what you have first, right? You have lots of different security products. Where are your gaps? What things are you using that you're not getting the most use out of? Maybe those are some of the things you can integrate or get rid of into your XDR solution. So you have a cost that's associated with the security stack. Look if there are ways you can neutralize that cost, right, to take advantage of operational savings. One of the key differentiators for the XDR is how well it can perform as a platform versus just a bunch of different point products. So definitely look at that and make sure you're asking the right questions around integration and the process-oriented content directly aimed at automation and workflow, right? XDRs, it's a term that is overused, I think, in the market. So when someone's bringing an XDR to you, dig into the details. Ask hard questions. Good vendors should be able to answer those questions. I'll mention evaluate the breadth and depth of the integration of the ecosystem. It's easy to say you integrate with a lot of products and the integrations are bad, or light, or heavy. Dig into them. Bring to the vendor. Well, these are things I'm using. These are things I need to integrate. Show me how you integrate with them. Again, a good XDR vendor should be able to do that no problem. And then also, if you need longer data retention, see if that's available from your vendor and what's the cost associated with that. You know, these are the hard questions, important questions you should ask to make sure you're getting the right solution for yourself. So that's a review of the report. It's a great report. We have it available for download, a complimentary copy on our website. If you go to our website, sellercyber.ai, along the very top, you'll see a little ribbon that says Seller Cyber selected as representative vendor and in the XDR guide. Click here or read now. You can get to this page. You can download your own copy. And I highly recommend you do that. Take a read. Grab a cup of coffee, give it a read. And if you have any questions, we'd be more than happy to set up a meeting to show you our solution, our open XDR platform that's delivering value to over 7,000 customers around the world, and to see if this is the right solution for you. So again, my name is Steve Salinas from Seller Cyber. Thanks for your time and hope you have a good rest of your day.